Hello guys, welcome back to Spice Channel TV. Thank you for always coming out here. If you're joining us for the first time, please kindly subscribe to get notified when we post more breaking news updates. Please click on the notification bell and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. My country people, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu appointing people from the opposition camp is just a plot to silence critics. This is coming from the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Atiku Abubakar, and has stated that President Bola Tinubu was just buying over opposition personalities in order to give his government some form of legitimacy after a very questionable electoral victory. Something that we all know that this man rigged his way to that position he is now. We know that this man had forged so many results. We know that this man had manipulated results alongside with the INEC chairman Mahmoud Yakubu. But he's just trying to do all these things as a charade, Atiku's special assistant on public communication, Prank Shaib, said this in a statement on Saturday evening, noting that the government of national unity that Tinubu was propagating was only a ruse to decimate the opposition. And Shaib, in a statement titled Tinubu appointing critics for splinter motives, said that Tinubu's consistent meetings with some key opposition figures was being done for the purpose of seeking legitimacy, yes, and silencing credible critical voices. Those voices that would have stood up and said, oh, we challenge Tinubu's victory. Tinubu never truly won the elections. Now Tinubu is slowly trying to buy them to his side by giving them appointments, appointing people directly from the opposition camps. He asserted that the recent appointment of Toyo Oyidele, I beg your pardon, Tawo Oyidele, a tax expert at the PwC, was only a ploy to get him to stop speaking about the government's failure, as he had been doing almost on a daily basis on television, on radio, social media, adding that the former president Muhammad Buhari similarly did this when he was appointing his economic advisory team. And yes, Shaib added that it's a common knowledge that Mr. Oyindele is the loudest voice as regards tax reforms. But you see, last Saturday, he pointed out that some of the wrong tax policies of the APC government is in a bid to silence him. Yes, now, when he was appointed the chairman of the Tax Reform Committee on Friday, but no other members were announced, so probably they want him to work alone. So that's what they are doing. Now with this new appointment, Mr. Oyindele will no longer be able to speak about the government's failure because he has been bought over. Yes, they have bought him, and Mr. Oyindele, would not do well to allow himself to be rubbished by Tinubu, a man whose only secret to economic boom is using firms linked to him to generate tax for a commission, just as he did in Lagos State. So Mr. Oyindele must not allow himself to be deceived by this appointment because in 2019, President Muhammad Buhari did similar thing when he appointed Doyin Salami, when he appointed Chukwuma Soludo, when he appointed Bismarck into his economic advisory team. But he never took the advice for one day. So in the end, Nigeria was plunged into one of its worst economic crises ever, with an unprecedented debt profile, with multi-dimensional poverty, and never before seen unemployment figures. So all these are just the tactics of the late General Sani Abacha, who gave appointments to several pro-June 12 voices, all in a bid to silence them all. And in the end, some of such people who sold their mandates for a pot of porridge became traitors of democracy's struggle, and they never recovered politically. They are there, they have all rotted in the past. So at this point, those being courted by Tinubu must take note that all this is just a ploy to buy him legitimacy, so that in the eyes of people, they'll say, oh, Tinubu is a legitimate president. That's a lie. when dealing with the devil, it's always good to do so with a long spoon. So you won't fall inside the pit. There must be consequences about working with his government. Yes, as their credibility could be damaged beyond repair. There are always consequences. So they must be mindful of what they are doing. At this point, Tinubu is only trying to buy them in. If they think that Tinubu is just recruiting them into his administration because he wants to seek their advice, that is a big fat lie, because Tinubu knows what he wants. So he's just trying to buy them over because he knows once they are in his government, they won't speak against him now. Everything they do will be silent. They won't have a way to speak. So at this point, they should be very careful because Tinubu knows what he is doing. So my country people, what are your thoughts on this? This is coming from Atiku Abubakar, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party. The thing is, we all want Nigeria to go back to the giant of Africa as we were before, and we must all accept to serve the country with technocrats to get the best economy amongst the African countries and the world. So you see, the appointees should know that they are serving their country and they owe allegiance to no one at all. Yes, they only owe allegiance to the Federal Republic and not the president, whose victory in election cannot be proved by even the INEC chairman himself. So you see, at this point, honestly, Tinubu is a game master, a very great strategist. So I hope other people will be aware, because this is one of his political strategy. But what is important is the delivery for common good. We hope they will do well, but others should be mindful. Well, I guess it's all about the offer and the acceptance. Tinubu, if he's in his plan to run an all-inclusive government, then yes, he has a right to accept or to recruit anybody he wants into his own government. Well, as it seems now, they should let this man be. Nigerians cannot endure the style of your leadership for 1 year. Therefore, God will act. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is more intelligent than his political competitors. So guys, these are reactions from Nigerians. Well, my country people, it seems that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is popularly known as Jagaban, he knows and understands the politics of Nigeria more than anyone. That's why people tend to now call him the grand strategist. He knows how to strategize. He knows how to plan things very well. But at this point, Tinubu's legitimacy is yet to be determined by the Supreme Court. So any move that Tinubu will be making at this point will be questioned by the opposition party. So guys, I'm dropping here. What are your thoughts on this? Kindly share your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you. Bye for now.